Okay, so I would like to talk about what Orange Theory has taught me so far. So, Orange Theory has been helping me a lot as a creative entrepreneur and an athlete. And I'm going to break down the different areas in which they have helped me. So, before we jump in, I want to quickly explain how Orange Theory works because when I started there, I honestly had never heard of it, so I didn't know what to expect. When you walk into an Orange Theory studio, you can choose to get a personal heart rate monitor that wraps around your arm. And it's low key kind of stealthy, so you don't even notice it during your workout and it doesn't like bug you or chafe your arm or anything. And the heart rate monitor collects data like how many steps you take, your average heart rate, your caloric burn rate, and your splat points. And there are 5 heart rate zones, right? And throughout the duration of the class, you typically are going to be oscillating between green, orange, and red. And each splat point is equal to 1 minute spent in the orange and red zones. So you usually want to aim for at least like 12 splat points per 1 hour workout to attain optimal caloric burn. And you're able to see where your current performance is at on the TV screens that are mounted around the room. And for me, this honestly makes it fun because not only is it like an easy way to monitor your performance, but it's interactive and it kind of feels like you're inside of a video game. And I love that their model is science based because it works. And with the support of the coaches and staff, you progress rapidly. So the studio I go to, which is the South Beach location, has 3 stations: the treadmills, the rowers, and the floor. During each class, you alternate between each station to work on different aspects of your body, depending whether it is a power, endurance, or strength day. And the coaches make it super easy for you because they guide you through the movements and encourage you throughout the workout. So you never really have to think too much or worry about getting lost. You literally just follow their directions and keep it moving. So, one is time management. I really realized that you can get so much more done in such a short amount of time. Like, I used to waste so much time during my workouts or just like in regular activities like tasks. I would think things would take so much longer than they actually would, and I really realized that by participating in the Orange Theory classes that no, you can get so much more done in such a short amount of time. Um, and I love how they really break things down into blocks so it seems less daunting. Even though you're achieving the same amount, it just seems a lot less like intimidating because they break it down. Two, the importance of breathing. So at Orange Theory, they really emphasize the fact that your breath is the fuel for your engine. And when you manage your breath, you're able to achieve so much more and you move like an efficient machine. Um, so, yeah, definitely very important. Three is community. So, one thing I really love about Orange Theory is that when I walk in, the people who work there know me. Like they greet every single person by name and they really know who you are and they're really connected with you. Like you feel it, you know? And it makes you feel like you belong to this community while you're there doing this challenging transformational work. Because every time you go there, you're going in there to face yourself and to compete against yourself and improve your stats and your performance. And like it's so nice and comforting to just have like that welcome every time you enter and every time you leave. And so, additionally, I started Orange Theory in Miami and I had only been here like 3 months. And I was actually homeless at the time when I got invited to try it. And honestly, I am so grateful that I was introduced to Orange Theory at that time because it really helped me get through homelessness. Um, it has been an amazing anchor for me, and it really helped me maintain discipline and focus. And it helped me progress towards my physical goals more quickly while having the support of trained coaches who are extremely knowledgeable and super loving and supportive. And it was honestly like the biggest blessing I could have received during that period of my life because it was really hard to meet people in Miami. And, I was homeless. So I was like going through it and like I was just like going through it, you know? And it felt really good that I finally had a place that I belonged to, and I felt like I was a part of a community that I could like share with people who had similar interests as I do, you know? And on top of that, I really love that you have a coach that is pushing you along and encouraging you and that actually knows you. Like, it feels so good because the coach will come up and be like, I know you can push harder than that. Like, come on, like your push pace is usually faster than that or higher than that, or, you know, and it's like because they actually know what you're capable of because they work with you every day or every week, you know, and it's like they know what you're able to handle. And the days when they can tell when you're like, you know, you're having a down day, they don't push you so hard, like, but they know what you're capable of, and like they're just like so loving about it and supportive, you know. Okay, 4 is form. So the importance of correct form and correct firing patterns. Like when you start, they teach you about how to use the rower and like how it's like a leg dominant movement, and how you're really pushing through the legs, then it's core, and then it's arms. And like I think it's just like really important because I teach how to heal yourself through having correct postural alignment, and that's all about having proper form and proper firing patterns. And they reiterate a lot of the same messages that I teach in my classes is what they use in their training techniques. And one other thing that I really love is that a lot of the coaches really emphasize that you should go slow, and they really encourage like slow resistance and slow movements with proper form. And that's way more important than reps. Like your body will pick up on the proper movement patterns over like 10 reps, you know what I mean? If you just do 4 really slow correct movements in the correct form, it will have a lot more of a positive effect than just like doing 10 like crazy movements, you know. I also like that they really emphasize and educate you about like what you're doing there. So as you're working out, they're talking about like what's going on and what like how this is helping your body, and like what the treadmill does, what the rower does, what the floor does, and how the loaded movements really is where the transformation comes through. And like they talk about like, for example, like the rower activates like 87% of the body, you know, whereas like rowing is good for like calories, but like the loaded movements is where you will see the transformation on the floor, you know. And I just really love that they educate you, like the way they do it, they make it so easy for you to understand. And it's just like you're working and you're like doing all the exercises and you're taking in the knowledge. So it's like, you know, like some people will train you and like they're like do this, do that, but you don't really know why. But like when you understand why, you're like, okay, I'm fucking doing this, you know what I mean? Another thing that I love about Orange Theory is that they really encourage you to challenge yourself, and like they don't do it in a way where you're gonna hurt yourself, you know. Like they want you to listen to your body, they want you to love yourself, and to do it in a way that is healthy and like a safe, healthy expansion and like progression, but it's not OD to the point where you're gonna hurt yourself. And like they really do emphasize having proper form and proper firing patterns, you know. And I like how they teach you like, okay, like I remember my first class, Jay was like, okay, like you need to pick up a bigger weight than that because your body is literally not even going to know what it's doing right now. Like you need to challenge yourself and pick up a bigger weight. And like it was my first day and I was like, okay, and like I did it and I was like, fuck yeah, you know, like I love that. And like they're always going to encourage you to like go heavier than you think you can, not in like an OD amount, just like in the right amount. And they know because they're so knowledgeable. Another thing that I love about Orange Theory is like how they structure the workouts, and like I feel like it's helping me learn how to structure my workouts outside of there. So like it's based on high intensity interval training, and this was actually my first introduction to that outside of like running track in high school when we would do like fartleks and stuff. And I love it. And like I really like how you have the 3 aspects of like the treadmill, the floor, and the rower, and like they go back and forth between them, and like they break it down in a way that it's like, you're getting the best of everything that you need. And like some days you have a power day, some days you have an endurance day, like I love it. Like it's so fun. And like I'm honestly having the best experience there. I also like how they encourage you to take like the 20-second breaks in between movements to like catch your breath and recenter yourself so that you can go in full power instead of just like wearing yourself down. Like they're always going to encourage you to do your best, and they show you how to do that by maximizing your breath, taking the break so that you can like get centered and catch your breath and go back in. Like I just like love it. I like how they also teach you about how managing your heart rate through managing your breath is in your movements is like an important aspect of high intensity interval training, and also in life, like managing your heart rate and getting it back down, and like teaching you how that's like actually harder than increasing it, but it also helps you with the training program that you're working on is like very important. I really like that. I love that you actually see results, and you see them super fast. Like literally within 30 days you will, or less. Like I saw major results within 12 sessions, and I was going like 3 or 4 times a week. But if you do like 3 or 4 sessions a week, within 30 days, like you will definitely see results. And I think I've been going for about 2 months now, and like I love it. Like my body is transforming, like to the point people like say stuff to me like when they're like, whoa, like okay girl. And like the other day it was so funny, like I was with my friend and like we were joking around and like pushed him like jokingly, and he like fell over. He was like, whoa. And like I didn't even mean to. It was just like, I'm strong and stuff now. So and finally, the coaches and staff are literally amazing. I go to the South Beach studio, and I literally love everybody that works there, from the receptionist to the general manager to the coaches to the regional manager. Like, I literally have had the best experience there so far. I'm literally so grateful to be a part of it, and like for the blessing to like be able to work out there. Like, I literally love it, and I'm so glad that I was introduced to it, and like I honestly am so grateful. It has been super beneficial to my life, my mental health, like my physical, emotional health, and I'm grateful. So yeah, check it out if you're looking for a program, if you've been struggling to find the right thing. Like Orange Theory is a great place, and I really recommend it.